It is June, and today is our first 90-degree day. And so I was thinking about what I wanted to share this week, and I thought it would be really fun to do a spoken free pattern so you can follow the video. I'm going to put all of the words in the caption of this video. You can follow it that way. I'm going to show you the techniques, and we are going to make this really cute and fun knitted bracelet. I have made so many of these. They're super fast, fingering weight yarn. So let's try. Hello and welcome back to the Knit Life Oils YouTube channel. Today we are going to make a knitted bracelet. So this is really simple. I am wearing the adult size. It comes in 3 sizes, so baby, child, and adult. One year I made like 60 of these and we gave them all away at a craft bazaar. It was really fun and the kids were really excited, and then they started trading them all, and then the adults needed ones, and it was a whole thing. So these are really fun for gifts or for kids or quick knitting by the pool in the summer. All of those kinds of things make it really easy. So you're gonna need fingering weight yarn. I usually recommend 10 grams or so, just to be safe. It doesn't really take that much. I think it takes like 5 grams officially, but I usually say 10 just to be safe. So fingering weight yarn, I usually use scraps. I like to use bright colors. I think solids are a little boring for this, but you can totally use a solid if you want to. And then a size 1 circular needle, because we are gonna do this in the round. I use magic loop, so this is a size 1 32 inch cable. They're highs, those are my favorite. So that is what we're gonna start with. So I'm gonna speak the pattern first. This is also in the caption if you want to go follow the words. And then I'm gonna show you step by step how to do it. So the first thing we're gonna do is cast on 40, 50, or 60 stitches. 40 is the baby size, 50 is the child size, and 60 is the adult size. I also find that like 10 and above usually fits pretty well in the adult size too. So you just don't want it falling off of your wrist, but it's pretty tight. So we're gonna cast on that many stitches. Then we're going to join to knit in the round. And then we are going to knit 10 rounds. Just plain, nothing fancy, we're just gonna knit. And then bind off. It doesn't need to be super loose, but a standard bind off, and keep it so it's not super tight. And then it will look like this. So the ridges will be on the outside, and it will curl in on itself, and that's okay. We want it to do that. And then you can weave in the ends, get it wet, and then block it on a cup so that it makes this nice circle shape. And that's it. It's super simple. So let me show you the steps of this though. Okay, so I have a slip knot here on my left needle, and I do cabled cast on for just about everything. So that is what I'm gonna do here. And so I went into the slip knot, down, up, and through, put it onto the needle. So now I have 2 stitches. I'm gonna go between the stitches here and up and around. So my pro tip here is to make sure that we don't tighten down our working yarn until the needle is back between the stitches. So I wouldn't tighten it now. I don't want this tight, but now I can tighten it all I want because the stitches will only be 1 needle width apart. Okay, so I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna make an adult size so that I can wear it. This cord is kind of in the way today. Oh, let's try again. Okay, so I have my 60 stitches cast on. I have all the stitches pointing down so we don't get any twists. And now I'm gonna start working in the round. So I'm gonna count to 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So I counted to 30 because 30 is half of 60, and so I want half my stitches on each needle. So now I'm gonna split them with the cord. So now I have 30 stitches on each needle, and these do tend to twist a little bit when you do that, so we're gonna twist them all back so they're all pointing down. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to take the back needle and pull it to the right. Keep all the stitches pointed down. And I go under the working yarn and start knitting the stitches on the front. So, some people like to do a join where they like slip one stitch over the top of another to kind of go over this little gap. But especially for this, this will not show at all in the final thing. And we will, can close it up with the ends as well, if that becomes a problem. So now I'm just gonna knit. So I am joined to the round. So this is round 1. Well, I should say this is the first half of round 1. So we have to knit across both stitches before we have finished round 1. So we get to the other side. And almost there, a few more stitches. Almost. All right, there we go. So now we're going to turn our work so that our needles are pointing to the right again. And we're gonna pull the stitches up onto this needle that's now in the front, still pointing down. And then we're gonna do the same process. So we pull the back needle out to the right, go back under and start knitting. So this is the second half of round 1. And we're going to knit 10 rounds total, but let's speed that up a little bit so you don't have to watch all of that. So I have finished my 10 rounds, and now I am going to bind off. So standard bind off, just knit 2 stitches, lift 1 over the other. I have worked a long time over the years to kind of be loose with this so that it doesn't get too tight. So I don't really tension the yarn quite. I mean, I tension it as I'm knitting, but then I don't really tighten it or pull or anything. And that helps me to keep it loose on the bind off. As you can see here, it's just kind of sitting there. It's not really pulling on anything. So I'm gonna do this all the way around, and then I will go get my tapestry needle to weave in the ends. Okay, so I've bound off all of the stitches all the way around, and so now I'm just down to this one last stitch. So to secure the last stitch, I'm going to cut the yarn, leaving a tail, and then I'm gonna pull straight up, and we're done. So now I'm gonna weave in the ends. I thought you might like to see me do this part too. So I'm gonna weave it through my tapestry needle. I am gonna kind of go through the bind off stitch here and then kind of back through the other one so that it kind of creates that last bind off stitch. And there is a little bit of extra there, so I'm just gonna kind of pull it in. There we go. So now everybody's kind of pulled together. There we go. And so the flat side, the V's, the knit side, is gonna be the back. So if there's any sort of weird kind of pushing, we kind of wanna put that on the knit side. And then I'm just gonna kind of go in and out of the bind off here to weave in this end. Do a couple more. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this end. Okay. Squeeze it in, there we go. And then this other one, so this is the cast on end. I'm gonna do the same thing. Kind of close up any sort of gap there just by basically creating another stitch by going through one and then back through the other. And then I'll just go in and out to secure this end. Couple more stitches here so that it's nice and secure. And again, I'm going to end on this on the knit side so that it's on the back, the inside, that kind of thing. There we go. Okay, we have a finished bracelet. Okay, so you can absolutely just wear it like this and call it done. But I do like to block these so that they kind of hold their shape. This one was blocked and it is kind of looser and hangs out a little bit better. So hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go get it wet. Literally, I'm just going to put it underwater and make it wet. That's it. I'm not gonna let it sit. I'm not gonna do anything fancy. I'm just gonna get it wet. So 1 minute, I'll be right back. Okay, so it's wet. I wrung out the extra water. We still wanna make sure that the purl stitches are on the outside, the garter side. And then I'm just gonna put it around the cup like this. And you do wanna make sure it's kind of the same size as the cup. I had to go through a few before I found the one that I liked. And there we go. So now we're just gonna let it dry. And by tomorrow, we will have a bracelet that is the right shape. So I hope you enjoyed that. This was really fun to show you guys how to do that. And I hope you make lots of bracelets. Make sure you send me pictures on Instagram or tell me in the comments of this video how your bracelet making went. I would love to hear, and I will talk to you next time.